I had a conversation with a friend the other day who was aware of my social anxiety, and they asked me how I handle my very face-to-face customer service job. I let them know it was simple. I just switched over to autopilot. They were a little confused, so I elaborated. I let them know that I had to turn myself off, meaning I had to literally switch off who I was and flip the switch to where my alter ego took over, aka my autopilot. Anxieties are an intrinsic part of our experience, manifesting in numerous forms such as social anxiety, claustrophobia, fear of public speaking, and more. These feelings of intense discomfort can often impede one's ability to function effectively in different scenarios. Yet there exists a remarkable ability within some individuals to engage in autopilot mode. This is an alter ego that can take over and navigate through daunting situations with poise and resilience. Being someone who struggles with a near-crippling anxiety, I thought maybe it could be helpful to explain this coping mechanism for my own anxieties, in case it may help any of you. So, as always, let's get really into this. We'll go over the nature of various anxieties, the psychological processes behind the autopilot switch, and try to provide some guidance to harnessing this extraordinary gift. Most of us are aware of the multiple anxieties that one can have. It's important to understand what they are and how they affect someone. A few of the most common are social anxiety. This is characterized by an overwhelming fear of social interactions and being judged by others, and it affects millions worldwide. Individuals with social anxiety may experience symptoms such as rapid heartbeats, sweating, trembling, and nausea in social settings. For me, my social anxiety keeps me away from pretty much anywhere where there are a lot of people. You can call it a human phobia, if you like. I'm not a crowd fan and can have a panic attack if forced to be in a situation where there are too many people. Claustrophobia is the fear of confined spaces. People suffering from this anxiety may feel suffocated in elevators, crowded rooms, or any small, enclosed area, often leading to panic attacks. I have this one too, and this one is from my childhood for sure. Long story short, being forced into closets and being trapped in a toy box while playing hide and seek, and voila, you have me now. An adult who gets hyper upset and can become very angry and confrontational when this feeling of being trapped or confined presents itself. The fear of public speaking, also known as glossophobia, is a common form of anxiety. Those affected may dread the idea of standing in front of an audience, fearing embarrassment and judgment, which can result in physical symptoms like dry mouth, shaking, and difficulty breathing. I think many of us experience this one for sure. Engaging the autopilot mode involves switching off the part of oneself that experiences anxiety and activating an alter ego that can perform tasks effortlessly. This psychological shift allows individuals to navigate high-pressure situations such as public speaking, traveling for work, or managing a group with confidence and composure. When making the switch to autopilot, several psychological mechanisms come into play. The brain shifts from the prefrontal cortex, responsible for complex decision-making and conscious thought, to the basal ganglia, which governs habitual and automatic behaviors. This transition minimizes the emotional response to anxiety-provoking stimuli, enabling the individual to act efficiently without being overwhelmed by fear. Here are practical steps to engage your autopilot mode. Identify your triggers. Recognize the specific situations that elicit anxiety. Create an alter ego. Develop a persona that embodies confidence and calmness. This alter ego should be someone who can handle the task at hand without being affected by anxiety. Practice visualization. Mentally rehearse the scenario, imagining yourself as the alter ego successfully navigating through it. Use positive affirmations. Reinforce your belief in your alter ego through positive self-talk. Statements like, "I am in control and I can handle this," can be powerful. Engage in deep breathing. Calm your nervous system by taking slow, deep breaths to reduce physical symptoms of anxiety. Focus on the task. Redirect your attention from your anxiety to the specific tasks you need to accomplish. I do my best to utilize all of these, talking positively to myself, deep breathing, using visualization, and then I created the alter ego and discovered the autopilot switch. A lot of times, it's simply remaining focused on what I'm doing that can take my mind off what I'm experiencing. One example is when I have to meet with customers. I have a very face-to-face, customer-based job, meeting strangers on an almost daily basis and traveling for work. The person they meet is honestly not the real me. The real me is a reclusive introvert who cuddles with the cat way too much. The version of me that they meet is autopilot me, a very confident and driven version of myself, and the one who can handle whatever problem they have. For me, the step of creating the alter ego is where the autopilot version of me came to life. Don't worry, this is not the same as having multiple personalities. This is simply forming a different version of yourself who is capable of handling the task at hand for a short period of time. This is actually kind of fun if you think about it, because you can shape this alter ego into anything that you want. It's simply a version of yourself that you can switch over to, who can handle the things that your anxiety holds you back from. To effectively switch to autopilot, start by shutting off the part of you that harbors the anxiety. This part of you can acknowledge the presence of fear, but can consciously choose to set it aside. Embrace the mindset of your alter ego, allowing the automatic, habitual behaviors governed by the basal ganglia to take over. Some things to remember here are that at first, this can be draining. A lot of times, it's the activity that you are doing that will pull your energy from you, not necessarily the switch to autopilot. You are still very much there. You are just experiencing things on a different level. The good news is that once you master this flip of the switch, it becomes almost automatic, and over time, you will not have to consciously switch over to the alter ego. Most of the time, it will happen when it's needed. There may be times when you have to consciously make the switch to autopilot, but it does get easier. Unlocking the ability to engage autopilot is an extraordinary gift that not everyone possesses. It requires practice, self-awareness, and the courage to confront one's fears. By mastering this skill, individuals can navigate through anxiety-provoking situations with grace and resilience. Believe in your extraordinary ability to switch to autopilot and let it guide you through life's challenges with unwavering determination. You have the power to control your mind and steer your path towards success. So find your inner autopilot and let it take you to new heights.